Whenever I bet, I could change the odds for every bookmaker in the country.
Tell them to bring me my money.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money. Money, money, money.
Dollar, dollar.
What's up, everybody? The Gritty Gamers are back. How we doing, Matt and Joey? How we feeling?
Doing great. Good to be back.
I'll go ahead and put it out there. Not a good week last weekend. We're just going to move on. We're going to keep rolling.
Hey, welcome, Joey, back to the show. It's been a while. Shout out, Joey.
I know it has been a while, man. Tough weekend, too, for me. So tough week to get back into it, but money's always greener on the other side, right?
Absolutely. It was about, let me put it this way. For my Saturday, it was a lot better than my Sunday. I did pretty decent on the after. I followed the Parlay Joe rule, man. Just bet more in the games that's not 12 o'clock games, man. As long as I bet the games that wasn't doing 12 o'clock games, I did. I shout out Georgia. Georgia hit the, if I'm not mistaken, they hit the over in that. It was the over or the under, something like that. I posted it already, but they hit the over under and they hit the money line. I had Iowa money line in that lay, and then I had the UCLA spread. So that was a good parlay hit. That hit. Had a couple hockey boot hits over the weekend. But main thing was just betting that Sweden series in NHL. I was betting that shit all weekend. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, because there was a game every morning. It was like almost like betting soccer, but it wasn't. But yeah, overall,
those morning sweats are different, bro. Wake up and it's tough, man.
The Sunday NHL game was at 8 a.m.
Really? I didn't even hear about those games. Do they market those well?
So yeah, kind of. I mean, the NHL is just terrible marketing as a whole.
Yeah.
But they did market.
They didn't put that shit out on ESPN like they should have.
Because you can only watch them on NHL Network.
Oh, okay.
So they weren't even on ESPN Plus, stuff like that. It was the Sweden series. So and they were all in like the Avicii Arena in Stockholm. So they had a game at the Thursday and Friday games were at 2 p.m. The Saturday game was at 11 p.m. and then the Sunday game was at 8 a.m. I mean, not 11 p.m., 11 a.m. I meant. My apologies.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, all either morning or like slight afternoon games for us. And they sent the Leafs over there, they sent the Red Wings over there, they sent the Senators over there, and they sent the Wild over there.
Okay.
So yeah, it was a pretty fun series.
Hockey's tough, man. I mean, I don't know how you've been doing, but hockey is like that's the hardest sport, man. And I know hockey. I feel like I follow it well enough.
Yeah.
But man, it's tough.
I'll tell you this: the public wins a little bit more in hockey than you think, as well as the when you look at the money and when you're looking at like the handles on games, don't be alarmed because a lot of hockey bettors just try to find plus money angles. So you'll see a lot of money on like the -1.5 spread or like the money line team, but they're going to be differing a lot. Don't be alarmed because you're going to see that a lot.
Right.
But besides that, I mean, hockey betting, I know we have Spittin' Picklets who works with the team too. Shout out Spittin' Picklets. But he's doing really well with the props. I generally stick to the lines. I do pretty decent with the lines. I'm definitely over probably on the year this year, over 50% at least. I'm doing pretty well, with the lines. I mean, there's always going to be some misses. Like Anaheim was a bad miss last night, the comeback bet. I mean, it wasn't a comeback bet. It was just like a finish up on the night bet because Sunday I had a pretty decent day on NFL in the second half. The first half was terrible, but the second half, it's always the second half slate of games that we come back on that do better.
Right.
But yeah, today I liked the Tennessee under, which I hit on, and I'm currently on Zag's money line. I got it right before the game started at plus 180. They're up 5 right now. I hope they close that out for tonight. Looking at NHL, I know Parlay and I were looking at the Oilers. We both looked at it, and it's a tough spot because they're playing Florida in Sunrise tonight, and Bobrovsky is in net. The over looks like the better play here, to be honest, and it's getting a little bit better money. I think, if I'm not mistaken, Joe was looking at earlier too, but the over looks a little better on this, in my opinion, personally. And I like the over in this game just because I think that when it comes to this game, Bobrovsky is going to give up his cookies. He's going to play excellent and like probably save 30 shots, but he's going to give up like 2-3 goals in there. And if Florida wins that game, they're covering that over because Florida will score 5 or 6. Because Stuart Skinner is playing no backup, no anything. He's playing every single start. He's going to tire out eventually. He just gave up 6 to Tampa, if I'm not mistaken, just now, a couple on Saturday. So I wouldn't be surprised if that over hits with flush.
Yeah, it feels like the Oilers at this point, every game is the line's at 7 because you
Mhm.
can't, like, it's such a, you never know. It could be a 10 goal, 12 goal game, like, easily. So it's always tough, but like, I mean, because that even number 7, when you're at six and a
Yeah.
half, it's like,
Six
all
and a
right, we
half
just
is
need a
where you
3
would
per
take it.
game.
Yeah.
But seven's always like, man, that's, it's tough to get because then, the push is always in play and it's just a tough
Yeah.
number to get over. But any game with the Oilers, I'm never taking it under in an Oilers game. I can promise
Yeah.
you that. So
No.
yeah, I'm with you. I like that. There's a lot of money on that. I'm seeing on Action Network 97% of the money, which I don't know.
That's the only thing that kind of
Accurate,
gets you
but
iffy. But another thing I personally liked was I kind of like the Avs spread tonight going on the road to Nashville to play the Preds. Nashville's been one of the, if you look at the underlying metrics, one of the worst teams this year in the league. They have a good power play, yes, and their special teams are actually pretty decent, but they're not that good 5-on-5, and they're leaving their goalies out to dry left and right. If you look at Soros, he's supposed to be an elite goalie. If you look at his numbers this year, they're leaving him out to dry. So especially with the momentum the Avs have built, and their bottom 6 is playing great. So with the Avs, their the momentum the Avs have built off that game versus Stars over the weekend, I kind of like them to go and play that -1.5. I haven't played the line yet, so I haven't bet it personally yet, but I'm following it to 8 o'clock. That's the main hockey game I'm probably watching because there's not too many good spots tonight, in my opinion, for NHL.
okay, yeah.
Nice.
Did you
So you
what
mentioned
was your guys'?
you mentioned the college basketball games. I was looking at a couple later. I didn't check out the lines this morning, so I'm late to the party. But UConn Texas is a great game. That's coming up. I think it's 7 o'clock Eastern.
Mhm.
Um, I was going to play the over. It's up to 144.5 now. It was at 143.5. Both these teams play fast. I'm still a little late to college basketball. Like I feel like with football going on, it's like that time of year where it's like you got to start to get into it. But from what I was reading, these teams love to shoot the three. You UConn, they're rolling like they look like they're back in the same form they were during the tournament. So I'm always good with UConn taking overs. I just feel like they like to play fast. They like to play physical. Like they're that type of team. So
The
I
only
like
thing
the
I'll tell
over in
you
that one.
is what I'm looking at is the public is all over UConn everything.
Right.
That's the only thing. Now it's not.
I
You don't always want to think about that, but it's something to look at because they're all over the spread, the money line, and the total.
mhm. Yeah. So that's why I was worried about that. I think that line, I believe it's at 6.5 now.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
that scared me. I wasn't really sure about that. That's why I stuck with the over instead of picking a side. But I do think both these teams are playing really well right now, and I don't think that number's right. I think it should be much higher.
I mean, Texas just gave up like 85, 87 to
I actually
Louisville or
really
something.
like that over.
Right. I think their styles just to play in a way that they're just going to be. I forget exactly. I wish I had this all written down, but here. So Texas top 35 in offensive and defensive efficiency. But some of these numbers are very like misleading, especially early in the year, because it's like they're playing a lot of non-conference like cupcake games and stuff. So it's like it's hard to really know. But like you said, they gave up 85, right? So
Something crazy to
they're
Louisville. It was like 89, 87 or something like that. Yeah, it was 80
yeah,
something. Yeah.
and I think UConn they're 33rd or something in pace or transition offense. They like to move fast, so that's the only reason I think the over and plus the line movement I think shows
Yeah, I
like
like
a
the
little bit of
movement,
money's coming
and
on that
then
total.
I also see. One second. Where was it? 5 players on UConn averaged 13 or more points per game. Rutgers transferred. Cam Spencer's averaging 15.8. Standout from behind the arc, shooting 46.4% from 3. And Texas is their trio of Admas, Hunter, and Ethiel Horton have all shot 39% or more from 3. So I think it'll be. I think I like the over a lot.
Max Abrams a great scorer too.
Mhm.
Oh yeah. But yeah, I would want to ask you guys personal thoughts. I can't bet on the game because I'm in the state. What you guys think about my Cavaliers going to play the Wisconsin Badgers? The game just started, if I'm not mistaken. Spread was on
So
that game was like -2.5, if I'm not mistaken.
Minus
um,
2.5. 1 second.
I think the Cavs can cover that. I can't bet on the game, so because I'm in Virginia, so I can't bet on the in-state game. It's just
Is that it?
legal
Yeah,
gambling
okay.
rules.
Yeah.
But I definitely
Yeah,
think
Virginia's always one of those teams that like I'm always looking at the total because I mean they just play the lowest scoring games ever. They just
we
play
don't
that pack
we
line
don't give up
defense.
anything.
They don't give up anything. So it's always like whenever I see a big spread, which it's rare that UVA is ever a big underdog, but if they are, I love it because I would say like five or more on underdog. Like they're just gonna keep it so close. They're gonna keep it so low that it's like they're gonna play within that game. So I don't know much about Wisconsin this year. I think they usually don't have, if they have one elite scorer, that's like the most they'll have. So if they don't have anyone elite, any elite scorers, this is probably gonna be a close game, I would imagine.
I think so too. Yeah.
I appreciate that. I've just put in the parlay because of Joey. I found the other piece to it.
Okay.
I was looking for another over under, and I like that one a lot. I like the movement. I like what you said. I like what I read just now.
Perfect.
And I parlayed it with the over the other game, the Denver and the Pistons game.
Yeah, you're on the
Nice.
over in that Denver Pistons. Yeah.
Okay.
It was at 224. You said the Denver and the Pistons.
Yeah, I bought down a point for each.
Okay.
143.5 and 22.5, I think.
And then just to preview the
No,
game, I don't know if I'm gonna bet on it. It's at like midnight. The UCLA Marquette game. Marquette's also about -6.5 favorite. UCLA is a mystery piece. I was asking questions about the team today, because they lost a lot of guys, but they're starting to take the Arizona approach. I see where they're starting to bring a lot more European players, a lot more international players to their squad. Because when I was looking at their roster, they have tons of international players. So I don't know. Marquette's a confound team. Shaka Smart has them playing good basketball. I think they should cover that 6.5. I'm gonna double check it while I'm looking at it right now, but that's a decent spot right there. It's just the game's at
Yeah.
midnight. The only thing.
Right. Yeah. So I was initially on Marquette. I switched. I almost wanted to stay away because I just had conflicting opinions. I thought the number was too big. UCLA's been playing bad. Marquette top 20 in offensive and defensive efficiency so far this year. So they've been playing as good as they can play. I've always liked Shaka Smart. But this line just keeps moving up. I think it was at 4.5 it opened at. So it's just starting to feel like a lot of points. And I think UCLA is a much better team than they've played. I think they're shooting something like 24% from three so far this year. UCLA is, which they're built to score inside. They have a 7-3 player. I forget his name, but
That's
they're
the one
built
of the
to score
Europeans I was
inside.
talking about. Yeah.
Right. So I think UCLA is due for some improvement. I don't think they're as bad as they've played so far. That's why I think this line is kind of inflated. So I actually flipped to UCLA +6. I think it could be a close game. This is really going to be one of those spots that I'll just probably bet a small amount on, kind of see what these teams actually look like when they play. This is probably their first time playing good competition. So this will kind of be a feel it out spot for me.
I like it.
But I am on UCLA +6.
I
Just
do
because I want
like
to get
the
some action.
under. I do like. The
I just saw it went down to 6 because I know Matt said 6.5.
Oh yeah. It must have moved then just now. Yeah. But
Yeah, I got it at 6, so I'm not. Yeah.
The action on the under looks pretty decent. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah, I don't hate that because, like I said, I think this is the first time these guys are playing tough competition, which sometimes that could lead to a slow start.
Tennessee
So I
today.
don't hate the under. Right.
Tennessee today. Literally, what happened? They started real slow. They came back and they won. But and the point was like, to put it this way, the game was like 15 to 20 points off the over under.
Oh yeah, far under you're saying?
Under. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
that under. Yeah. So
Tennessee's
like,
another one of those teams like Virginia, I think, that always just plays a grinded out type of style. So I always like to look at the under, see what it's at.
I don't know why they gave Rick Barnes 145 points, but hey,
yeah,
take it.
It's crazy. That's a lot of points. I wish I hadn't noticed that earlier. But that is a lot of points.
But yeah, those are really the main spots for college basketball I like today. I mean, we can start we're gonna obviously Thanksgiving's on Thursday, guys, so we probably won't have an episode on Thursday. So just to cover
Sleep.
So just to look at, there's gonna be a couple, I think, spots leading into this. Let me double check. I mean, yeah, not. Oh, there's gonna be a decent game. We're gonna have to look at it. We're all on X and Twitter, so we'll probably give you guys updates on there too. But that Arizona Michigan State game on Thursday looks really interesting. I know Michigan State already lost the game, but I mean, when you play these big teams, you're bound to lose. Duke lost, so it's like that's still going to be an
Right.
interesting game. It's a 4:00 Thanksgiving game, so yeah, that's going to be interesting.
Basketball?
Yeah.
Well,
There's some good.
It's a crazy week. It really is rivalry week.
It is a crazy week. Feast week. We got rivalry week. You got. I mean,
yeah.
even college football, the Egg
I was
Bowl.
about to say, is it time we get into college football?
Oh man. I mean, I'm already excited. There's some good ones. I always love watching the Egg Bowl. Thanksgiving
Bowl,
night.
so
Ole Miss, Mississippi State. It's a
Ole
fun
Miss
one.
double-digit favorites right now because of the situation with Mississippi State, and obviously 10-point favorites right now, 10.5.
Yeah.
Mind you, Ole Miss lost to Mississippi State last year, if I'm not mistaken, in the
they
Egg
did.
Bowl. So
They
Right.
did because Brandon Walker got the egg mincy this time instead of the.
That's right. That's right.
and it's in Starksville this year.
He
So
still has an egg too. Might have a couple.
Yeah, 10.5. So, or no, I think it's up to 11 now. That's a big.
Yeah, I'm seeing 11.
That's a big
Okay.
spread. I think Mississippi State can keep it inside that number, even as bad as they've been. I mean, this is one of those games that it's rarely a blowout. So
yeah,
I want to see it come down before I touch it.
yeah, I'm gonna monitor that one. There's gonna be a lot of lines I think for Thursday that I'm just gonna wait
Might
on.
be an under bet. There's no money on it yet, but looks like there's 5 sharps who have already hit it.
Yep,
On the
I see
under?
that. 55.5.
Yeah,
that's not bad because does Mississippi State score?
No, Ole Miss can obviously score,
Ole
but
Miss can
I don't
barely
think
score versus
Mississippi
good
State.
teams.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's true.
They didn't score versus Alabama or Georgia, so
Interesting.
he's
no,
nowhere
can
near
anybody?
Mississippi State. We can't compare the two, but
What do we think
Yeah.
about Nebraska being favored
it's
over
still a
Iowa?
rivalry game, so.
Nebraska's favored over Iowa.
That's one of those. What's the total on that? Isn't it like 26 or something?
Something crazy like that. Yeah,
26 and a half.
26
It's the
and a half.
lowest ever. Yeah.
I mean, their
I feel
last
like I
game
have
went
to
over
take the under.
28. Their last game
I-
went over 28. I'm just saying.
Oh, it did. Okay.
Dude, they both suck.
I was
I've
9-2. They find a
Nebraska,
way.
I know.
Nebraska stinks.
I was
Yeah.
9-2, bro. They find a way.
I might take. I want to see what Nebraska's.
I was also
team
in like
total
the
is.
easiest division in football.
You're not wrong. But
They're like everyone's in the other one. Everyone's in the other
Right.
division.
The Big Ten West is terrible. Yeah.
Like at least put Penn State over to the other side. Something. Even it out a little bit.
All right.
TCU's playing Oklahoma.
yeah,
That's dirty work. That's nasty work, baby.
it's only like 11 points, 12 points.
Gross.
Let's see. Tulane is playing. Ooh.
Miami's playing Boston College. Like some of these rivalry games are like.
Now, I'm not gonna lie. This
Yeah.
gonna be a good game, and it's on ABC. Who's the brother that you guys want to get hired at A&M so bad? I forget.
Schumann.
No, the one from UTSA.
Oh, Trailer.
Yeah,
Jeff Taylor?
he's playing Tulane on Friday.
Hey, his quarterback went off last weekend.
He's playing Tulane on Friday. Tulane's only a field goal favorite.
My app is like going nuts right now. Me too.
Tulane
mine.
is Tulane in position to be the best Group of 5 team.
Yeah,
I think
Yeah.
for the Bowls. Yeah.
they're
So,
gonna.
I mean,
win. Did you just
they
say
gotta
Texas
keep
Tech
winning.
whispering?
Texas Tech.
Is this the Bama homer coming out?
Oh, jeez.
I mean, it's coming down.
It's at 12.5 right now.
I was
think-
see. That's how I bet this weekend, and it hurt me. I was betting against every top 7 team for Bama to get moved up. Didn't work out for me. Iowa State blew
I
it.
was doing that too.
Oregon
honestly.
State blew it.
I went all in on Oregon
Betting with my
State.
heart on Saturday, and
I
it
went-
didn't pay off.
All in
Wait,
on Oregon State.
You really you was on Oregon State?
I was.
so in, bro.
Damn. I didn't bet
Yeah.
that game. That's a game I couldn't bet because I thought those shitty ass weather in Corvallis. Don't touch it, Casa. Do not touch it.
Yeah, Well, I went with the defense. I thought Oregon State, good defense. Like I thought bad weather. I was like, you know what? This could help them. But yeah, didn't work out.
Oh, Gonzaga
Iowa
took their
State
first
killed
lead
me.
since the middle of the first half. Oh my goodness, it's getting ridiculous. Oh my goodness. Come on, Purdue. Come on. Gonzaga, you gotta wake up.
Man, there's so much. This week really is going to
It's
be
a
a
huge
crazy
week. Like we're gonna have
huge
to
week.
be back on X and Twitter throughout the whatever they call it,
Hey,
throughout the bird app.
Alabama by 50.
Yeah,
So
they're
it's
gonna
15 and a half point spread.
You know what's crazy about all that is Auburn almost beat they lost to Georgia by a touchdown, I think, right at the beginning
Yeah,
towards the
yeah.
beginning of the year, and then they get blown out by New Mexico State.
Could New
Like,
Mexico State
it's
beat
college
Georgia?
football for you.
Could New Mexico State beat Georgia?
No.
They won by 3 touchdowns. Auburn
never
lost
know.
by 1.
Brother, I watched Liberty wash the floor with that team, and they're gonna do it again in the conference championship game. I'm not trying to hear this stuff. I'm not hearing this nonsense.
They play up. They play up.
They don't play up to
Yeah.
Liberty.
They lost
Liberty,
to UMass first game.
No,
of the
they
season.
beat Liberty last year though.
not this year. Liberty got their get back.
They beat Liberty when Hugh Freeze was there. See, that was the stat I wish I
They're
had
better
before.
now. They're
Was
better now.
Yeah, I know.
Hugh
Yeah,
Freeze is a jag.
I wish
compared
I
to Jamie
knew
Chadwell
Hugh
and
Freeze
Liberty.
lost last year. Yeah.
Now Liberty's legit this year. They're good. They're 10-0.
Yeah, they are.
They're in
Yep.
Conference USA. I mean, we know it's the easiest conference in the FBS, but still, like they're 10-0 in the year. They're ranked in the AP poll. Respect to Liberty.
Yeah, they're legit. Yeah.
They're gonna beat up on UTEP, and then they're already. You know what the spread is in the New Mexico? They're a 2 touchdown favorite on New Mexico State right now in that game, the conference championship game.
Oh man, that's ridiculous.
They're already a 2 touchdown spread. I mean, they beat them bad this year when they played them. Let me go look up the score. Oh, no, never mind. Not bad. It was like 33-17. So they handled them, but it wasn't terrible. No, yeah,
So
Liberty.
we talk about the noon game.
Oh, yeah, we might as well get into it. The game.
The
Michigan,
game.
Ohio State.
Mm.
I'm either not betting it or I'm taking Ohio State. I'm not betting Michigan. Let me just tell you that. I'm either taking the plus money angle or I'm not betting the game.
Yeah, so I mean, it's gonna be tough. The way I look at it now is Ohio State's defense is legit. Michigan's passing offense is like non-existent. You know, they keep saying they're dominating running the ball, which like give them credit. Like they did that against Penn State. They could run it 32 times in a row or whatever it was. But JJ McCarthy does not look good right now. Ohio State's defense is way better than any of the defenses they've played so far. So I'm leaning the under, but I don't know what
I don't know if I'm going to touch that spread because it's bouncing all day.
Yeah, it's moving way too much.
Only down to 1 for like 20 minutes.
But you know what? That means some sharp hammered 3.5 Ohio State. Or 4.5.
Yeah, the analytics. I think the analytics love Ohio State.
On Ohio State.
That's why I think Ohio State was ranked 1 initially too. Obviously, their resume was great. That's why they were ahead of Georgia for whatever couple weeks they were. But the analytics, like ESPN, FBI, they love Ohio State. They like everything's
the number 1 team in the country.
Right. So I think that might be playing a factor into the money going towards Ohio State.
Just the people running their models and stuff like that.
Right, exactly. But I think it's gonna be a close game. 46.5 is a lot to me.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm gonna take the under. I'm gonna wait a little bit, see how things move around. But
I like that.
I'm leaning the under. You look at these Big Ten games, and they've been boring. I mean,
we made money on almost all the unders in those games.
Yeah.
The Penn State Michigan game, we made the under.
Yeah, I had. I think I had Michigan in that game, but yeah, it's boring. They're running the football, playing good D.
All they're gonna do.
You know, it's just Big Ten football. So
SEC football.
So I can't believe that over under is that high. So that's why I'm leaving right now.
It's gonna be
I like Alabama too.
Yeah, I love Alabama this week.
All right, should we get into the tonight's game?
Yeah, we can.
Yeah, we can do that. I mean, we're looking at a Super Bowl rematch. We have Chiefs sitting at hovering around -2.5. It's going up and down generally, but sitting around -2.5. You have Eagles money line being the most bet team of the NFL slate this weekend, so all Sunday's teams included. So
with 8% of the money backing it.
yeah, I don't know, man.
Yeah, I think this is really a toss-up game. So initially I grabbed the first half over at 23.5 when I could. Or no, sorry, 22.5. And I think it's moved up now to 23. Logic behind that, I think just Kansas City's been so good in the first half. Their second halves have been bad, right? Look at the Dolphins game; they didn't score a single point against the Dolphins in the second half. So I think they come out hot. I think you're gonna have a few touchdowns in the first half, and then I think as the teams figure each other out a little bit, they're both coming off buys, good game plans going in, figure each other out a little bit, and then game will slow down towards the second half. But I do like that first half over.
I'm gonna be honest. This is a no bet for me. This is I have 3 players on fantasy versus 1. I need to make 35 points. This dude has his kicker playing. I got my kicker, AJ Brown, and Travis Kelce.
So you're not trying to have even more stress on this game, is what you're trying to say?
Yeah,
Pretty much. I need to win this. I can keep my first ballot into the playoffs.
yeah. I got Mahomes and Kelsey. I think you need 30 from them combined. So I think as long as nothing crazy happens, it should be okay.
Hey, Taylor Swift not at the game. Just giving y'all a heads up.
No, I thought she was.
Is she going? I didn't think she was going. I thought she's still in
I thought their
Argentina.
families were meeting tonight. Is that not?
I
actually
put an article out that she's not gonna be there.
Oh, you did? Shit. Or Action did? Okay. So maybe the families might be there, but she's not there.
Interesting.
Because she's probably still on tour. Didn't he come from Argentina to go on the bye week to go see her?
Yes, I saw that. Yeah.
That's hilarious. Oh, okay. Wisconsin up to the hot start on the Cavaliers. Cavaliers need to wake up. Come on now. 12 points in the first half is an abomination.
You're right. I'm seeing the report now. Diana Rossini, Taylor Swift not expected as of a few hours ago. Not expected to attend.
She's on tour.
That changes a lot. For Kelsey.
I've been here under 73 yards.
Because Kelsey don't like to play sometimes when she's not there.
I know.
72.5 is what I was looking
at. I do have some props, though. I tweeted them out earlier. Okay. Good thing I didn't end up with Kelsey. Mahomes over 25.5 rush yards. He's hit that like almost every game this year. He always seems to scramble for at least 20, 25 yards. So I feel good with that one. And he's got no one to throw to right now, I feel like. So if it's not Kelsey, if it's not Kelsey, a little bit of Rashid Rice. His number for pass attempts, I think, is 38.5. So I'm looking at that going, he's going to be throwing the ball all game probably. He's going to scramble a few times. I think he's good for 4 or 5 scrambles. And so 25.5 is not too much for me. And then Hurts over 8.5 rush attempts. That might be the most public play I've seen today. It seems like everyone's on that. So that worries me a little.
You think he's going to run that much coming off the bye week with a bad knee?
Attempts. Yeah, I think a lot of people are predicting like multiple touch pushes, like multiple chances, multiple zone read chances. Like the Chiefs' rush D is really bad. So that was my last prop was DeAndre Swift over 58.5 rush yards. I think they run the ball like literally down the Chiefs' throat. I think that's literally their game plan. So
keep Mahomes off the field, yeah.
Hurts rushes, DeAndre Swift rushes. That's the way I see the game going. Because I think as it gets to the second half, they'll lean on that offensive line a little bit. They're going to try and slow the game down, and that's their best chance to win. So that's what I have on top of the over 22.5 in the first half. Those are my plays.
Let me ask you about this prop. Noah Gray anytime touchdown plus 800. The Eagles, he plays 52% of the snaps and only has 6 targets in his last 2 games. Everyone is on Kelsey. 1 second. Oh, it's Eagles are last in DVOA against tight ends. They've allowed 5 scores to the position this season. It's a long shot.
Yeah, I like at that plus 800. I like anything. I mean, if you could convince me on anything, plus 800 a sprinkle. But yeah, I mean, I think that's as much value as you can get on anything.
I did want to ask you guys because Monday's tonight. We do have actually multiple Turkey Day games, so I just wanted to ask you guys' thoughts on some of those games. We're gonna have my Commanders going to play the Cowboys in Dallas. That's gonna be rough. I'm gonna swoop back to that game in the end. Packers Lions, we have that game. That's going to be the 12:30 game. And then the night game is going to be the 49ers and Seahawks, which are starting to become a newer Thanksgiving tradition. I'm starting to realize they sometimes play on Thanksgiving. They sometimes don't. It really depends on the scheduling. But the main team
Detroit and Green Bay, I don't want it.
The last time they played them, they got them at home this year. I mean, this time.
Detroit's 8-2 for first time since like 1960.
Yeah, I think the Packers are just I'm not sold on the Packers. I think they got lucky this week against the Chargers. I think they've had some bad games.
Chargers sold
7.5. They did. Quentin Johnson sold. 7.5 is a lot, especially since the Lions seem to always have duds on Thanksgiving. They haven't had a team like this though, so it's like
yeah.
I don't know. There's a little push and pull. I lean that's minus 7.5. I'm hoping it comes under that 7 number. And then I'm definitely going to grab it.
Perfect, yeah.
I would love 6.5 if I can get it at a decent price. So I'm leaning Lions. I don't like the Packers. I don't want to overthink it. So that's where I'm leaning for that one.
I'll tell you this. I don't think they did cover versus the Bears, if I'm not mistaken. They were about to lose. They came back, and then they won by a touchdown because of that safety. So they didn't cover, if I'm not mistaken, versus the Lions.
Yeah, it was 8, I think.
Yeah, so it was pretty close. So they find ways. It's weird. Now, they did beat up the Packers in Lambeau when they last played them by 10.
I got to play for that game, I think.
Okay. Shoot. What is it?
Go ahead.
47.
Over 47?
Okay.
Yeah, it opened at 44.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Up to 47. You want to hear the money?
Last game finished at like 50-something.
You want to hear the money?
What's the money?
1 second. Hit that dang app. 36% of the bets on the over with 71% of the money back.
Ooh.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
It's always tough. Like divisional game, I always think under just because I always feel like the teams know each other. But it depends. I think if when the Lions get hot, they can score 50. But it's just you don't know what Lions team you're going to get. You know what I mean? You could see the team that came out against the Ravens that got smoked. You can see them just put up some duds, but based on the fact that I do kind of like the Lions, I think I do kind of like the over because I think they're going to put up points, and it's just about can Jordan Love keep up with pace, you know?
Yeah, the over has hit 3 of the last 5 games between the two. So the head-to-head.
That is though.
And Detroit has covered 4 out of the last 5. 4 out of the last 4 to be exact.
Although the ones with Rodgers, I feel like it's a little bit different for the over sake than with Jordan Love.
I think I'm about to take Bruins 3-way money line tonight. A side note.
I was actually going to mention that game. I'm a Bruins fan, so I'm a little biased, but that you never get the Bruins at that price.
3-way money line plus 110.
Yeah, you never get that.
Just for them to win reg and just to win regulation. I'm like, come on.
You have money on the minus 1.5.
Let me pull it up. Let me double check. It's the first game of the slate. Hopefully it does.
Mine doesn't. That's why I'm asking.
Mine doesn't.
Yeah, I don't see it.
All right, I'm just gonna put it in.
I do like the Bruins, though.
I'll tell you this: the line movement looks great. They started at even money, went up to minus 141. So the good line movement for them. I mean, I assume one thing I can double check is let me click on this. Let's see who's in goal. Oh, they still haven't announced goalies yet. Okay. I think it
Yeah,
should
for the
be
Bruins.
Allmark and Johansson, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay. Bruins, I feel like it doesn't matter as much because they both play
Swinging
great.
slightly better this year.
Yeah.
Slightly better for betting.
Yeah, but so I would say they're both playing well enough where it's more about the Tampa goalie to me.
And it's Johansson. Like it's not Vasilevsky's what I'm saying. So
Okay,
it's
so that's interesting. Maybe that's part of the line movement there.
he hasn't played all year.
Vasilevsky hasn't?
Yeah, no, yeah. Tampa's been a great opportunity for overs because they've had Johansson in goal
Oh,
all year.
okay.
Yeah.
How long is Vasilevsky?
Are you sure Giannis isn't playing?
I'm not worried about Jonas. Is Vazzy playing?
No. It's Giannis Johnson.
Yeah, I'm fine if Jonas is playing. I expected
Okay.
Allmark.
We got
Oh, I'm all
Linus
over the Bruins
Ullmark.
then.
Yeah,
Allmark
Allmark and
is
that's what I
6-1.
expected. That's what I expected. Allmark and Johansson. Exactly. That's what I expected when I put the
I
bet.
love the Bruins then in this spot. Yeah.
Yeah, Vazzy hasn't played since the beginning of the year. He had back surgery. He's not going to be back till after Thanksgiving. So he's coming
okay.
back here soon, but
Okay.
he hasn't played because of that. That's why their record has started so and they're letting in goals.
Okay.
That's
that makes more sense. I haven't paid attention to them at all, so that makes more sense.
I like Bruins in that spot. Let me see where the game is at. Is it in Tampa or is it in Boston?
It's in Tampa, yeah.
Okay. That's the only thing. They get last change tonight, but it's the first game of the series between them. Hopefully Boston's trying to make a statement.
Yeah, I would hope so. I like that line. Just anytime I can get the Bruins at somewhat close to an even price, I love it. So
I just don't want to take the money line itself because it's like you said, it is a decent price at minus. I might take the minus 140 just to be safe. I might just put another unit on that. But I like the reg. I like the three-way money line at plus 110. Just because I think they'll win in reg, and if they don't, I might take money line because if it goes to overtime, I don't have faith in the Lightning.
Yeah, well, the fact that the total 6.5 and not 5.5, that kind of helps. I think in regulation, right? Because more goals, more chance someone pulls out a win ahead of overtime, right? So
I might just leave it then. I might just leave it.
I would leave it. I think I'm gonna ride that. I think I'll take that too. So.
Yeah, I was on FanDuel just now when we were doing it, and I was like, plus 110, three-way, Bruins, three-way. Because I literally was like, wait, I'm looking at the Zags. They're starting to sell. I'm like, hold up. Why I don't just take tried and truthful Bruins three-way money line? It hits more times than it doesn't.
Right. Yeah.
They were the number one most profitable team in sports last year.
They were? Really? Well, it makes sense.
They won 63 games.
Most points ever, yeah.
And they covered in like more than half of them.
And then they blew it, man.
Hey, listen, I wasn't gonna go there for y'all. I know how it's like.
No,
I'm
that's
a
all we
Cavs
talk
fan,
about.
so I've seen us blow it for generations.
Yeah.
AKA how long we had Ovi. We finally got it done. We had to beat the rookie Vegas Knights, man, but it happened. We got our cup.
Yeah.
We beat them boys when they were
now
right
it's all about the goal record. Now it's all about Ovi getting the goal
Literally
record
all
because
it's
the
about.
team,
Literally all it's about.
Yep.
I did want to give a shout out. Spittin' Picklets had what was his? Let me double check his name. Lundell, that was his name. He had Anton Lundell over a point. I kind of like that play. Just because, and I wanted to shout it out from Spittin' just because Barkov's not playing tonight. He got hurt a couple games ago. Lower body injury or upper body. It's either lower or upper body. I forgot which one they said it was, but he's not going to be there. So Lundell's going to be on the top line. The only thing I'll say is I don't think was Barkov playing on the line with Verhaeghe and Tkachuk. I don't think he was.
I don't think so.
And so moving Lundell off that line is the only thing, but the data backs it. And if the data backs it, I do like the pick. And the data does back it from what Spittin' was showing.
Okay.
I like it.
Yeah, those have been tough for me. Like I'll tail Piglets, but man, those shots on goals have been tough for me. I've like just loss after loss after loss on shots or points.
I've picked I don't know what it is. I guess I'm pretty lucky with tailing him, but when I've tailed him on anytime goal scorer, it's hit more than it hasn't. It's like 2 for 3 or something like that.
Wow. Yeah, I mean he's got the data. He knows what he's doing. So I'll trust him over any of my research on this hockey stuff.
Yeah, he knows what he's doing with those props.
It's tough. Yeah.
He hit me for the Elias Pettersson goal, and then he hit me for the William Nylander goal. That's what it was. Both of those hit when they happened. And like the Pedersen goal hit within like 4 minutes of the game starting. I was just like,
Wow.
okay.
That's electric. That's awesome.
Yeah. Power play, bing, bing, bing. Yo, shout out the Canucks, by the way. Just to give a quick shout out to them. They're really good this year. They had the top 3 points leaders on the season. JT Miller, Elias Pettersson, and Kewen Hughes all tied for league leader in points on the same team, on the same power play.
Oh, man.
So, aka,
Tom.
yeah, literally. You know what that means. Their play is get the puck to Hughes, swing it to JT. JT swings it cross ice, and then Pedersen hits it, or vice versa. That's their play, and they just run it back and forth.
Right.
But yeah, NHL slate. That's the main spots. I just to give you a heads up, Joey. Me and Parlay, we have a segment called the Poo Poo List. The number 1 team at the top of the Poo Poo List for a majority of the time we have ran this show was the Seattle Kraken. They just moved down a couple spots because we hit a couple bets on them over the weekend. We finally got the Kraken right,
Nice.
but it took almost 15 weeks and 15 games. 15 games. The reason why I say that is because we are not touching the Flames game tonight. No go. Do not bet the Flames game tonight. That's a wishy-washy game.
Okay.
This might be public, but the Kings, the Coyotes over might be delicious.
You think?
It was 5-4 last time, and the Coyotes went up 4-0 on them. Copley got pulled, and they put Tablet in, and they scored 5 straight to Kings. I remember watching that game.
Yeah, Kings are having a good year, man.
That's what we watched, right?
I think you watched that game too. It was a few weeks back. Let me see when that game was.
We had Tampa. Was that Tampa?
No. This was Kings Coyotes. Actually, I'll tell you this: both goals in this game, they've already played twice. Both goals have hit 9. Both games have hit 9.
Wow.
So I'm actually, before I say anything, I'm gonna check the action because that's a classic underspot if something like that happens. I'm not gonna lie.
That's what
Even though it doesn't make sense with these teams because they score goals for fun. And the data's not coming back on that one yet. Interesting. So yeah, over under, I'd watch that if you guys watch that line because both games have gone over 9. The Kings have won both games. They won both games. Yeah, the Kings have won both games. They won the first one 6-3. They won the second one 5-4. So watch out for this game. It is in Arizona tonight too, and Arizona is humming. They have a top 5 power play. I love watching the Coyotes play this year. They brought in Zucker from the Pens, and then they also brought in what was his name? Oh, not who they brought in, but they drafted this kid. I forgot who they drafted, but oh wait, what did this just say? Okay, never mind. Yeah, it's just official. They just announced Allmark. That's what that was.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, Allmark's in it. They just announced Allmark.
Yeah, I love that 3-way money line Bruins. I'm taking it.
Yeah, plus 110. I was like, I put a unit and a half on it. And I was just like, let me do it.
It's down to 105 for me. I put a unit.
Oh, it already went down to 105. I love that movement. Then I'm not gonna lie. You know what I meant. You know what I meant. I love that movement in terms of it's moving the right way.
Yeah, yeah.
I didn't mean it like you got 105.
No, I know what you mean.
Yeah,
it looks better for you because you hit it and it went down like it's supposed to instead of going up.
That's all I was trying to say. Yeah.
If it was at 120, then
it would be a different story. Yeah, exactly. Like I'm gonna tail back to the Avs game tonight at 8, though.
But I will say, last couple of times I wanted to bet on the Bruins, they blow the team out, and I didn't touch it. So
they got their get back on Montreal. That's the only team that really make them look bad.
They're pretty good. They can blow out teams. I've seen it.
Yeah, the Bruins. If you look at it, they average 3.5 goals on the game per game, and they give up 2. So they literally are almost covering every game.
Yeah, they have so much depth, man. I mean, I was shocked, but especially after Bergeron and Krejci are gone.
Reamsdyke looks good. Zaka's in the first line center this year. Like,
yeah, Potter's been really good. The young kid. I mean,
Porteous. Yeah. Oh yeah, look at this. The Lightning are giving up 3.5 goals a game.
Yeah, this is a spot. I mean, I can't believe the line. So, maybe we're just getting tricked for something.
But here's the thing: if we're getting tricked, we're getting tricked together, brother.
Yeah, facts. This feels too easy.
Yeah. Maybe they think it's a road game, and the Lightning put up 6 on the Oilers. But I mean, there's a reason that it's the Oilers goalkeeping and then the Bruins goalkeeping.
Right.
The Bruins are the best tandem in the league.
Yep.
I just have to
Sure.
mention it because of the odds. Do not bet on Vancouver tonight. I mean, you're gonna make money, but who's gonna bet on this? They're minus 400 money line favorites. The spread's probably minus 2.5 at this point, not even minus 1.5, because they beat the Sharks 10-1 the last time they played them. So
Yeah.
we made money on that game. That's my parlay. It was the easiest hockey cash of our lives.
That's crazy.
They
The
were up
Sharks,
4-0 in
man.
the first period, 8-1 in the second period, then they scored 2 more in the third.
They let up 10 twice in a row, right?
They lost 2 games 20-3.
They're bad, man. All right, these other Thanksgiving games, I think I like over 48.5 Cowboys Commanders. I kind of like because I
It's gonna
think
be all
both those
Cowboys
teams.
points.
Yeah, I think that could be a blowout game. I think
We're getting
Washington
blown out. We're getting blown
Sam
out on the
Howell
road.
slings it. Yeah, but Howell loves to sling.
He's gonna throw the
crazy
ball to
stuff's gonna
Deron
happen.
Bland, and he's gonna take it back for a pick six.
Pick six, intercept fumbles, all this
come on.
chaos.
We
I
turned the
think
ball over 6 times versus the Giants. Come on.
there's points, man. There's points to be had. So I'm leaning that over. I want to see. Hopefully, it doesn't go up too much. I might take it early. Before it goes over 49.
Cowboy
But
spread looks good. I'm not gonna lie to you.
yeah, I like the over.
Bet it. I'm
And
not
then
even gonna tell you. Bet it.
Yeah.
We suck. We're trash.
Unless it
We are
comes
an
back down.
abomination. Yeah, let me get out my head out the game, bro. I'm thinking like a fan right now. We
Y'all
suck.
have the
Yeah.
money.
We suck.
I
I'm
like that
serious.
over too. I like that
Huh?
over too.
Which one?
Washington, Dallas.
So do we think Seattle and Seahawks are going to be the game that goes under? Because all 3 games aren't going over on Thanksgiving, I don't think.
Yeah, I
Nah,
could see them going under.
Because that's the one that's at like 44.5. Seahawks look very questionable right now.
Yeah, but 6.5, I feel like is a lot in a divisional game. I feel like the Seahawks
The Niners beat them 3 times last year. That's why.
Oh, that's right. You're right.
Niners beat them 3 times last year. That is.
Is that always how it's been? I thought Pete Carroll used to always win those.
I think it's usually split.
I think
it's usually a close game. In my head, I'm like 6.5.
The 49ers didn't have McCaffrey then, though.
Yeah.
They do now.
Yeah, and they look good this weekend, but
all their losses come when Debo's not on the field. Isn't that crazy?
And Trent Williams, dude.
I was about to say
Williams
that's the real reason because Trent Williams wasn't playing most of those games too.
They haven't won a game without Debo. I don't think all their losses are because Debo is out.
And he's not even that big of a. Let me not sound like I'm hating.
They're like undefeated with him, bro.
It doesn't make sense because he's not that big of a difference maker. He's not. Huh?
I think they need all their guys. I think
he's the second best receiver on the team, getting paid $25 million a year.
He literally gets covered by the best guy, and they let Brandon Ayuk go off.
I think any of those guys are missing. You're missing Trent Williams. You're missing Debo. You're missing McCaffrey.
Yeah.
The whole system doesn't work. Like it's built on all those mismatches. You got 4 different guys that could get the ball on different spots. It's like, so I think Debo, yes, is probably, but I think you missed anyone, and I think they struggle on offense. And that includes Trent Williams because it's crazy. But yeah, I like the over, and then Seahawks, the over in Washington Cowboys and Seahawks plus 6.5. I just think it's close. I don't know. That's just my gut feeling. I think I'm going to wait on it and see what people are saying and where the money is.
But I mean, those are most of the games we're covering this weekend. I like the spots. The last thing I'm probably going to get into is just to cover a couple of the NHL games for the rest of the week, just to give a couple spots I think I like.
Mm-hmm.
One thing I will tell you is watch out for X on Wednesday. That's going to be the slate of the week. Every NHL team except for pretty much a couple of them are playing. I hate to say this, but you might want to bet on the Caps. I haven't said this all season. Parlay's getting a chuckle, but like we're on like an 8 out of 9 streak right now. They're going crazy. They're actually winning games. They're 9-4-2. Like we're supposed to be horrible this year. We're supposed to be bad. This was a tank year for the Caps.
They got a lot of old guys.
The Caps, and to be honest, Ovechkin's playing unselfish. We're getting decent goalkeeping. Like if you look at Lindgren, our second goalie in our tandem. He's second in the league in goals against, third in save. Second in the league in save percentage, third in goals against, and he's 4-1 this year. So it's like we're getting good goaltending. Lindgren's always had good
Mhm.
numbers when we play in our system. I'm not gonna lie to you as our tandem. We just gave Darcy Kemper too much damn money, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
But I like the Caps tomorrow in that spot. I mean on Wednesday. The Bruins
Who
play
is
the
it playing?
Panthers and the TNT. This is on Wednesday.
Okay. Yeah.
The
But
Bruins
who are
play the
the?
Sabres. I mean, not Bruins. I mean, Caps play the Sabres.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Without Chase Tage Thompson, I like that bet. But if you look at the slate for Wednesday, look at the good hockey we're getting. We're getting Sabres Cap, not Sabres Cap. We're getting Jets Lightning, Devils Red Wings, Bruins Panthers, Rangers Penguins, Oilers Hurricanes.
You
Yeah,
excited, ain't you?
we're eating good on Wednesday. We're eating good on Wednesday. I just had to get that off because we don't give enough love for the NHL at times. So shout out to NHL. But
Yep.
with that being said, I'm Matt. That's Joey. This Parlay. We the Gritty Gamblers. We love y'all. Happy Thanksgiving. Enjoy all your holidays. See y'all soon.
Hey, one question for y'all. How do you cook
Oh.
your turkey?
Are we doing this again, Parlay? Sorry.
Just real quick. Smoke, oven,
Last
or fried?
last year it was fried and it was unbelievable.
Last
So
year we
maybe
had
I have to do that
but it
again.
was stuffed.
In the oven?
It was baked, yeah, in the oven, but it was stuffed. It had like stuff in there, so it was good.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna smoke mine this year. But that's all. I've been on that for a little bit, all day today. But
Yeah.
hey, it's time to bring me my money, right?
Yes,
Gritty
sir.
Gamblers.
Whenever I bet, I could change the odds for every bookmaker in the country.
Tell them to bring me my money.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money